Boker Tov, good morning. Wonderful to be here together this morning and to start this beautiful Thursday together. I hope that it's a good day for you as we have the chance to hear the words of Torah from Parashat Mishpatim. Good morning, Anita, and good morning to one and all. It's a special day together today. Each day has its own special nature, and I hope that you can find the meaningful and beautiful part of today for you as well. And it's a day really to appreciate each breath we take. And as we use that breath to say, Boker Tov, Boker Tov, welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai, Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you this morning as we begin our new day, as we start the day. Oh, just taking in that we're here to see the wonders of another day together. And let's join together in the translation of this prayer for the physical body's functioning. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's join together in the prayer for the soul that says that God natan, God gave the soul to us. Barata, God created the soul, and Yetzalta fashioned the soul, and then Nafachtabi breathed it into me, and Mishamra, and guards it. That the soul is an ongoing connection to a world greater than the physical, to a world that is not bound by time and place. Eloi neshama shenatata bi Torahi, hatavrata, hataitarta, tanafachta bi, vatamashamra bikirbi. Kol zman shahanshama bikirbi, modeh ani lefanecha. Adonai Eloi ve'Eloi Avutai, Ribon kol ha'ma'asim, Adon kol ha'neshamot. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, v'ruach kol b'sar ish. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And please join me in celebrating and affirming our commitment to Torah, to learning and growing, to receiving from our tradition and contributing to it. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, נהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולמדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmelut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat beit midrash shacharit ve'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Vachnasat orchim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikur cholim, to visit the sick. Vahachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayat hamet, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah keneged kula. And the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, we continue with Baruch She'amar, something that affirms the power of words, and we'll look today at Psalm 23, a reminder in many ways, as is our Torah portion, about how two very different things can be true at the same time. Let's join together in this introduction to the morning Psalms, and then we'll turn to Psalm 23. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And Psalm Mizmor David, Psalm 23, a psalm after the style of David, is mostly about the beauty of being out and being part of nature, and yet also references the valley of the shadow of death, that our world can at once be a place of beauty as well as a place of sadness and difficulty and loss. We can say that with God with us, we lack nothing and want nothing, and yet when we experience loss, we feel maybe the emptiness from the beauty and the blessing that we had. Please join me. With the Eternal as my shepherd, I shall want for nothing. I will lie down in a beautiful pasture. As I am led along restful waters, my soul will be restored. I will be guided along the paths of righteousness, serving God's higher purpose. Adonai roi lo echzal. Even when I must walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil when you are with me. Your strength and your support comfort me. When facing my enemies, your protection stretches out before me, sustaining mind and body. Adonai roi lo echzal. Only goodness and mercy will pursue me all the days of my life. I will live in God's presence for the rest of my days. And in that spirit, we join together in the words of Shema Yisrael, these words that remind us that all of our different feelings and experiences are all encompassed in a greater unity. It being a Thursday Torah day, let's chant the last paragraph together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטעו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו, ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני, אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. Well, as we gather on this beautiful Torah day, it is a time to be aware, as I said earlier, about the way in which we need opposite things to be true at one and the same time. We cannot merely have some kind of principle and take it everywhere at every minute as if that is the only truth. And we're going to have a reminder of that this morning as we look at part of our Torah portion that contains a very, very famous wording, Achare Rabim Lehatot, that we should incline or lean toward that which is position held by the majority. Here in Exodus 23, these first two verses, you must not carry false rumors. You shall not join hands with the guilty, liot ed chamas, to act as a malicious witness, to lie in the position of a witness. You shall not, it says here in the English, you shall neither side with the mighty to do wrong. But the Hebrew is much more direct. Lo tieh acharei rabim leraot. You shall not follow the many to do what is evil. Velo ta'aneh al rov lintot. You shall not answer in a dispute in order to pervert it, in order to move it to one side or another, even though it says the mighty again here, but never mentions them in the Hebrew. Achare rabim lehatot. Rather, this is understood. The rabim in this translation is the mighty, but it's not how it's understood in our tradition, because rabim means many. There is a power to there being many people leaning in one direction. And the tradition does take these last three words in verse 2, Acharei rabim lahatot, you shall lean toward the majority, that when we have within our community, of the community scholars or leaders, or in the community at large, a majority that leans in a particular way, that must be respected. That tradition not only talks about how the rabbis, the sages of the Sanhedrin, would follow the majority rather than just a single or a minority voice. But it does more than that. It even says that sometimes when the authorities in a community would make a new ruling, they would wait to see whether the majority of the community would follow that new ruling over the first year. And if it did, it was taken as confirmation of the correctness of it. And if they didn't, it created a genuine and powerful response and question against that position. So on the one hand, as we learn in our tradition, "Acharei rabim lahatot," that we have to show respect for minority opinions and the minority direction. And yet, in the previous verse, or in the beginning of that verse, "Lo tieh acharei rabim leraot," that just like it says in verse 1, no false rumors, no participating in that which we know not to be true for someone's benefit, that we must never allow the majority to have a coercive effect on us and to cause us to do what is wrong and we know to be wrong. So on the one hand, we need to respect the majority. We need to focus on it, and we need to listen to the majority opinion when that is a majority that is within a covenant where it has core values that we trust. But when a majority violates those kinds of values, it loses its authority, it loses its power. Um, and because many people are doing something that represent other values, that represent problematic and lesser values, it is no excuse that these behaviors are common. We live in a world where so many behave so badly, not just in person, but even more so in the anonymous world of being online. And the fact that something has become commonplace when we know it to be harmful or wrong in no way makes it an acceptable behavior. And so these words of Torah are very important and very powerful and speak to the importance of being aware of the majority and the limits of that power as well. One of the ways that our people, I think, doesn't fit into the majority of the world today, although I wish it did, was the idea that commitment and service to the larger community is a way that sanctifies our lives and that we respond to in a deep way. We do so when it is intellectual, we do so when it is emotional, and we respect that the soldiers of the IDF do so when it demands a physical sacrifice. Things remain tense. The IDF remains on guard and present in roughly half of Gaza because of the unwillingness of Hamas to recognize the destruction they brought on all by their militarized hatred. And so we express our gratitude and appreciation for their service and the values on which their service is based, the values of the soldiers. It's in that spirit that we turn to these words of prayer. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חובותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי לגוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת כפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree with none to make them afraid. And let us say, Amen. Well, just as we honor those who stand on guard and respond to that summons, we honor those whose struggle is not at all one of will or choice, who are ill or injured or isolated, unwell, those who are in their last day, those who are struggling to make the most of each day, those readying themselves for a major procedure, those whose friends care about them and are trying to soften the blows of difficulty, those who are on a long-term care plan. We're all in need, for each of them, for all of them, for the names given to me and given to Temple, for the names placed in the chat in this and other services. For all in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, it's really meaningful each day to connect and to reflect together. And now we take a sacred time to remember. We're calling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. And the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of Guy Stacy, Nita Goldberg, Mel Cohen, Evelyn Polasuk, Goldie Foreman, Linda Naiman, Robert Udin, Barbara Reich, Sheila Prowski, Barbara Newman, Sydney Matthews, Martin Ehrlichman, David Kernerman, and we remember all victims of war and terror, including Master Sergeant Asa Elbabad. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 25th day of Shvat, the 12th of February, 2026, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Shirley Barsky, Bernard Berger, Harry Bernstein, Rose Dubarsky, Karen Eve Lieberman, Sam Luftman, Chaim Meir, Fagi Molson, Jose Lewis Newman, Murray Newman. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together towards sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yit Gadal V'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divrach Cheruteh V'Yamlich Malchuteh B'chayechon V'Yomechon V'Chaye Dechol Bet Yisrael B'Agala U'Bizman Kari V'Imur Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam U'Lalmei Almaya Yitbarach V'Yishtabach V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitumam V'Yitnaseh V'Yithadar V'Yit'aleh V'Yithalal Shemei Kudsha B'Richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tirshbachata V'Nechamata Damiran Be'alma V'Imur Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shmaya V'Chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'Imur Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Momav Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'Imur Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. The temple is grateful that a contribution has been made to the rabbi's discretionary fund by Selena Shapira, observing Yahrzeit for Chaim Meir. And I hope that today, this beautiful Torah day, can be a day where we remember how two different things can be true simultaneously, and how we strengthen the majority when it holds to values, and where we have the courage to oppose it when it does not. I hope this can be a beautiful and meaningful day. Boker Tov. Make it